Hi everyone, and welcome to this tutorial series on the Incident Command Assistant software. My name is Dylan Baker. I am a search manager, a lost person behavior instructor, and a ground search team leader instructor with Campbell River Search and Rescue. And I made this program ultimately to make my own life easier when I was managing tasks, and I hope it does the same for you. The general design philosophy I used when creating this application, I wanted to make it as simple as possible to use, to lower the barriers to using it. I wanted to make it sort of a la carte so that you only need to use the parts of the application that are helpful to you at the time. It'll handle a lot of different features, but you don't need to use them all. If you only want to use one portion of it, that's totally fine, and it won't get in your way and force you to do a bunch of things you don't want to do. And the last key design choice I made was to make sure that everything done exports onto standard Incident Command System PDF forms, the same forms we're all using already. I wanted to make sure they were coming out in that standard format just to make it easy to understand the output for anyone, whether you're a user of the software or not. Just to mention a few of the things the software can help you with. It can help you in creating team assignments more quickly and a fairly complete team assignment package for your teams. It can help you with completing the incident action plan more quickly thanks to some pre-made solutions and pre-entered answers. It can do communications logging for you, which also allows you to track the team status while your team's in the field. And you can sign members in and out using the software, which lets you track the status of your team members as well as the teams themselves. So some of the advantages of using this software over, say, writing everything by hand with pen and paper, one of the big ones for me is the lack of repetition. So once you enter something one time, like the task number, the task name, the operations section chief, etc., that information will just propagate anywhere else in the program that it needs to be, rather than you having to enter it every single time. And in fact, that repetition is really what drove me to create the program initially. You can only write a task number on task forms so many times before you look at ways to make it a bit easier. Additionally, the program heavily uses templates and pre-made answers to help complete all this stuff a lot faster. You can enter your hospitals, your commonly used incident objectives, your team members, templates for your commonly used team assignments, things like that, to just make everything go a little bit faster and easier. Additionally, the software allows an incident command team to collaborate over a local area network, working together in concurrent activity to complete all their paperwork and whatnot faster. This really supports the team-based approach to search management that's become the standard in the search management class and in all the larger tasks that I've been a part of. Finally, the program also allows you to have real-time status of your teams in the field. As communications get logged, the team status gets entered as well, and then you've got a quick dashboard to show you where the teams are and what they're up to. So I'd like to give you a quick tour of the main screen of the application now. Just get it started up here. The first thing you're going to see when it starts up is this main screen, and the first thing you're going to need to enter is the task name. This is a sample, and the task number. Those are the only two pieces of information that are absolutely required in the app. Everything else you just use as much or as little as you want. If you don't fill it in, it just won't propagate elsewhere. But other than the task name and task number, you see the little stars, those are the only things required. Beyond that, you can include the agency file number, so if that's RCMP or BC Ambulance or whoever else it may be. You can pick the date for this operational period if you're backfilling old paperwork. You can pick your current ICS role for this workstation. When you do, you notice it changes color here, and you can click on this box to see the responsibilities and associated forms with that role. So if I were to change it now to the operations sections chief, it's turned orange, and now the responsibilities and paperwork are associated with that role. The last really big thing here is the current operational period. The application supports multiple operational periods. You can cycle along to additional ones, and it will keep all of the paperwork you create for that operational period together and flag it as that particular operational period. You can absolutely go back to previous operational periods to review things or add things as needed. Or you can look forward and start planning your next operational period while this one is still engaged. Just keep in mind whatever is up here. If you start logging something like communications, it's going to log to that operational period. Start creating assignments, it's going to be related to the operational period displayed here in the corner of the main screen of the app. Okay, beyond that, you can go ahead and create team assignments. And we've got a set of videos for that. You can modify your command team, really quickly hit your communications plan, start filling out your incident action plan, or view various status boards. Along the bottom here, you'll see a series of tabs. They are what they say they are. You can do your communications log, see a list of your assignments, team status, the members on the task signed in, and this whiteboard here just lets you add things as a sort of a scratch pad or a to-do list. You can mark them as outstanding or not. It just tracks when they were added. It's just a little way of keeping track of things in your mind. Finally, there are some options along the top here. If you want to save this task, you can. There are various options here which we'll go into in another video. And all of these items here are also represented on the main screen. It's just another way to get to them. So the various elements of the incident action plan, briefings, operations plan, etc. There's a section here on search theory that I'm not going to get into in this video, but may make one later on down the line. And finally, under help. So support will simply open up a website that you can use to contact me for help with the application. Check for data updates. This lets you download any new pre-made templates that have been created on the server for everyone's general use. You can check for application updates just to see if there's any new version of this application for you to download. And finally, just a little about screen so you can see the current version number and whatnot. We'll get into all the nuts and bolts of all these different things in future videos, but that's the basic tour. Alright, so thank you for joining me in this first tutorial. I promise the subsequent ones have less of me talking and more time looking at the computer screen and seeing how the application actually works. If you'd like to see more tutorials, they will be linked to up here and down in the description as well. Also in the description, you'll find a link to download the software if you haven't already, and to contact me if you have any other questions. I really hope the software is a help to you on your tasks, and I wish you good luck.